Hi guys, Mendocino Vino here. So I record my videos a lot earlier than when they're released. So the upcoming video was recorded in February, which feels like about 2 million years ago in today's time period. But I just wanted to have a message in front of here saying that I hope you're taking care of yourselves and I hope you're taking care of each other. And that just because we can't go out and can't do things doesn't mean we can't drink great wine. So thank you for watching, and I know everything's going to be okay. Drink great wine in the meantime. It's a great time to pop open a bottle you've been saving. Hi guys, Mendocino Vino here. This week, as part of the Wine Folly Challenge, we have our first blend, Bordeaux Blends. The Wine Folly Challenge is where I try all 86 grapes and 14 wines featured in the Wine Folly Magnum Edition. I try them first alone and then paired with food to see if that changes my opinion of the wine. Now, if you drink wine, or know people who drink wine, or have even heard of wine, you probably have heard about Bordeaux, one of the most famous and oldest wine regions in the world. I have two bottles in front of me. I have one bottle from Emilion, the Emilion region in Bordeaux. And then I have my bonus bottle from the Yorkville Highlands. This is a really cool bottle of wine because it doesn't just have one or two of the noble grapes, as they're called in Bordeaux, the 6 red varietals that are allowed to be grown there. It actually has all of them. So it has 50% Cabernet Sauvignon, 20% Petit Verdot, 15% Merlot, 5% Carmenere, 5% Malbec, and 5% Cabernet Franc. The French bottle, on the other hand, has 95% Merlot, 4.5% Cabernet Franc, and 0.5% Cabernet Sauvignon. And this is pretty typical for Bordeaux blends that are actually from Bordeaux. Usually, depending on whether or not they're from the right bank or left bank, as the different wine regions are called, they have a different percentage of Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and then they're kind of rounded out with Carmenere, Cabernet Franc, but those are much lower percentages. My French wine is actually from Emilion. It's a Emilion Grand Cru. My French bottle is a 2016. It was $34.99, and as I said, it's from Emilion. My Yorkville Cellars is also a 2016. It's from the Yorkville Highlands, and I am not entirely certain how much it costs because I confess that I got a case of this. So, let's get started. Now, the French wine I would put on the ruby side of things, ruby garnet. The California wine I would put about the same, but maybe more of a medium ruby. Let's see what the smell is like. Gravel, plums, maybe a hint of green pepper. Definitely a little bit of new oak on this. I get some of that kind of vanilla notes on it as well. I think for my final call, I'm gonna say plum sauce, sort of, wet gravel notes almost, and kind of this herbaceous green pepper bits in there too. Well, let's see what the taste is like. Dark fruit, plum. It's actually got incredibly soft tannins, and I'm kind of surprised. Plum, but also herbaceous note to it. So no, I don't normally talk about ratings, don't really talk about maybe what other critics have thought about this. Not that I would necessarily define myself as a critic. Personal critic though, I get to make decisions about what I like. But this wine is actually kind of amazing. So it's got a 91 points Wine Enthusiast, 92 points Decanter, 93 Jeb Dunnick, who I don't really know, 93 James Suckling, which I've heard of, 93 Wine Spectator, and 94 Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. And while Robert Parker definitely has been finds more flavors in this wine than I could, but maybe hopefully one day we'll be able to, I will say that actually they mostly agree with my assessment on what flavors are in this wine, so that feels pretty good. They say it has loganberry in it too, which I have never had a loganberry. I must go find a loganberry. All right, So let's move on to wine number 2. Much more fruit forward nose. I'm getting blackberry, violet, and plum mostly. Not too many pyrazines on this actually. Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc are both known for having high amounts of pyrazines, which gives it kind of a green pepper note, but not really getting much of that on the nose, despite this being 50% caps off. Yeah, plum blackberry. Plum and a blackberry just hanging out. Ooh, plum and blackberry like on a tart. Reminds me of a grandmother's kitchen who's making pie, but a variety of different types of fruit pies, or maybe even a medley pie of multiple types of fruit. Let's try the flavors of this. It's kind of almost like a tart raspberry, or actually young blackberry. So if you've ever been blackberry picking and you get one of those blackberries that's ripened, but maybe isn't fully ripe yet, that's what this reminds me of. Nice body to it. Tannins aren't too gripping, have softened. It's also been decanting for a little over an hour. So I love Yorkville Cellars. I love their wines. I think this is lovely. I may actually like the French one a little bit more. Just because, I don't know, there's something about this wine. I mean, they're both great. It's just funny. I'm surprised how much I like these. I am not really a Cab Sauv person. I like Merlot a lot, but I wouldn't really identify myself as a Bordeaux blend kind of person. I am more of a Pinot person. Man, the Yorkville Cellars one just has this like aggressive attack. It's just like in there, and it's like young blackberry, raspberry, coming for ya. And then I will say the finish isn't quite as long. Kind of like, but I will say there is kind of this vanilla note in the mid palate and on the finish there that's kind of nice. Versus the Chateau Laroque is more settled, more kind of like, there you go, enjoy. Not quite as aggressive on the upfront, but kind of a longer mid and finish on it. They're both great. I'm really happy, and I can't wait to try them with food, so. As you can see here, we have steak and fries, steak frites. But with Bordeaux blends, you really just need something simple. Something straightforward, steak with some salt and pepper. So I hope this goes well. Let's try it out. With wine number 1. Wow. That goes beautifully. Man. Oh man, that goes so well. Just a ton more fruit notes in here, but just balances really nicely. I mean, it's hard to really describe why it goes so well together. I wish I had more words for why this tastes so good, but to be honest, I'm just excited that it does, and I'm definitely planning on my next grilling adventure to include a bottle of Bordeaux. Let's try it with wine number 2. I think wine number 2 also goes amazingly well with this. I will say the difference between the two, since I get to compare them side by side, which is awesome. The French wine makes the food taste better. The American California wine tastes better with the food. So I think the food highlights the wine versus the wine highlighting the food. Both are lovely. The crazy thing about these wines is that if you had asked me a week ago, what kind of wine do you like? I would have said, I like Pinots, Zinfandel, Malbec. Would not have named Bordeaux blends, but this is really changing my opinion of these two wines. Really tasty, complex, nuanced. It just goes amazing with this steak. I am so happy. Almost rendered speechless with happiness. I hope to see you guys next week. Chin chin. Yeah, just like deep So good. Like, this whole thing is so good. It's so good! I can't believe how good this is. Almost a little bit angry about how good this is. What is this bullshit? How can this be so good? It is not okay. It cannot be so good.